What's up? Woo! Welcome back to another episode of the Stephen James Show with thing and stuff and things.
Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a long and interesting week since our last show. How's your Passover been?
Passover was nice. Passover was very nice.
What did you Seder?
No. I had a very, very nice Seder at some assholes. He has it was actually his wife's family, which is nice because the guy he's a piece of shit.
Interesting. So was it a very traditional Seder, or like did you do cover to cover?
Why don't you tell me? You were there.
Have you? So well, yeah, it wasn't a very traditional Seder, was it?
No, it wasn't. No, it was
although not the shortest Seder we've done there.
I don't know.
When the kids were younger, there was a time when my father-in-law just pretty much picked up the Haggadah, and the kids were screaming. It was just like, oh, okay, that's it. So it was less than the 6-7 minutes that we did.
Something like that.
But
you know what? I really liked how he was explaining to the kids with stories. I like the stories he was telling. He was talking about one of the events from the Seder when they came back to Israel. He was talking about one of the valleys, one of the areas where they've actually been. So he had something relatable to share with them, and they were really getting interested in it. It was really nice to see. Yeah, there's the 4 questions: the wise one, and the what is it? The wise one, the simple one, the evil one, and the one who doesn't know to ask. Something like that.
I don't know if it's the evil one, but sure.
The
wicked. It might be the wicked one.
The bad one.
Yes, it's the bad-un.
The bad-un. But yeah, no, I liked how he was telling the stories, and that was
how was
very
the
cute.
Rest of your how would that Seder compare to what you would have done at your parents' house, or wherever you and your family would Seder every year? Assuming
they probably would have done. I actually didn't. No, I did talk to them. But they probably would have done the traditional singing the majority of the songs, the songs that we sang, plus maybe Chagadia. Chagadia, about the
thing
goat for two zuzim.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do the 4 cups of wine, probably. But yeah, some simple thing. But
for some reason,
it's been a while.
For some reason, I used to think it was 8 cups of wine.
You wanted it to be 8 cups of wine.
Oh, I drank more than 8. One of my father's best friend. One year, I had a friend of mine come over to the Seder, and he was giving us shots of this it wasn't wine. It was something like that. No, it was like Dwarves or something like that. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. Doors.
Doors. I was thinking O'Doul's.
No.
Non-alcoholic beer for
it was like scotch or whiskey or whatever it would be, bourbon, and we got shit-faced during the Seder.
If you're in Scotland, don't call whiskey scotch.
Okay.
Back to your story.
So, yeah. Well, that was it. We got so drunk, it was kept giving us little shots. All the adults were just like, ha 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 ha.
We had these guys, the Kollel, which is, I forgot what it stands for, but it's this kind of exchange program. Like on your kibbutz, did you ever have bambachim?
Yeah.
Ah, you do know that term.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically the same program where they could, after they finish the army, they can go to a kibbutz. They can also go, if they're religious, if they want to be able to teach Hebrew or Torah or whatever, they can go to any number of different communities around the states. I imagine around the world. But we had some guys that came to us in Kansas City, and we'd go to, they would host a different group of kids from the community, from the school usually, because they were working at the Hebrew Academy. So sometimes they would host different students each week, and the one time that I went, got drunk. We got drunk. I'm sitting there, sitting down for a Shabbat dinner, and they pour the wine. They say, okay, finish the wine and hand me your glass. And they pull out a handle of Jack Daniels. They pull out a handle from a box of handles of Jack.
Okay. Well, the family liked to drink.
No, it wasn't a family. It was like a group of 4 guys.
Well, all right, well, whatever.
They came over, and super cool guys. But yeah, they pulled out a box of handles of Jack. And they just started pouring, and we started drinking. That was fun. They weren't just cool because of that. They were cool guys. They were also cool guys. So that was cool.
Yep.
So
what you're saying is cool guys are cool. All right. We'll make a note of that.
All right.
How have you found eating food, the fooding situation to be during Passover?
Tedious.
Why is that?
Tedious. I had a stomach ache past couple of days.
Too much matzah or not enough matzah?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Are you going too much or not enough? Not enough is too much matzah.
No, the right amount, but it's the consistency. Would you like to hear? You want some pictures?
Yes, put them up.
Yeah, so I wanted to get some soup from Falafel Gabbai because it's right around the corner from my work. They are closed. Their primary focus, their original focus was falafel, in a pita. If you don't have a pita, there's no point in having falafel. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in a matzah. There's no way to make it
work.
Well,
then again, a good plate of hummus, with some falafel balls on the side for dipping is really good stuff.
True, but it's not enough for there to be a market for it. Unless you're talking about you know what? I wonder if Falafel Al Bata'amim would be open.
I don't know.
That's the place that has 4 different flavors of falafel. They're kosher.
Then they won't be open.
Why?
Because if you're going to sell hummus during Passover, there's a good chance that they're not going to give you a license during the rest of the year.
But if they don't sell pitas?
Well, then if they're kosher, but what, like you said,
falafel is the falafel balls
the falafel
themselves
itself,
are okay.
Yeah, and so, but
their whole gimmick is falafel with 4 flavors. So you could easily get a bowl of 4 different flavors and dip those in hummus. That could work. That is marketable. Do they have a big enough market for it? Because Gabbai is closed. Abu Hassan will be closed. The place in the Shuk is going to be closed throughout the week. But there are other places that are open.
There's no place that's kosher during the year that's going to sell hummus.
It's just falafel places.
That's going to sell hummus right now.
There's no place what?
It's kosher during the rest of the year that's going to sell chametz right now. They'd be risking their kashrut for the rest
They're
of the
not
year.
selling chametz.
No, I'm just saying.
I know that negates if they're open on Friday, if they're open on Shabbat,
Mm-hmm.
they cannot be considered kosher.
Yes.
I understand the laws of kashrut. It's not. These are kosher places who
No,
are
I
remaining
understand what
kosher
you're
for
saying. They
Passover.
might just be
'Cause
selling
there are
hummus
kosher
and
Passover
falafel
places.
balls, which
Right.
would be okay.
Because their whole thing is, like I said, the
Yeah,
four
but don't people
flavors.
usually put them in
It's,
pizza?
it's not just the four flavor. Usually you do, but if you want some falafel, you can't get it anywhere else. There's a place that has 4 flavors. Let's go there. And there's like 12 branches in Tel Aviv. It's like 2 or 3.
I bet they're
maybe.
closed.
They probably are because they probably don't think about the market that they're missing out. It's a shame.
Might not be worth it. Because remember something. There's a special license you have to be open during Passover. It means you have to pay someone to come in and clean your shop and super extra good. Then you have to pay for inspectors to come, from the Rabbanut, okay, which is, that shit ain't cheap. So just to be open for this extra week, it might not be worth the extra thousands of shekels they have to pay.
If you're the only place, you have exclusivity. And then the entire market for that week is yours. You market that shit
But there's
on
no
Facebook,
place where
on
it's the
Instagram,
only
on all
place.
this shit. You market it out. You tell people, hey, people, you're looking for homeless.
How many
We're going to
places-
be open.
How many places were open by your work this week?
A few places.
So
Not
they're
everywhere.
They're not the only place that's open.
No, the only falafel place. If you have the ability to have exclusivity, why not grasp at it? Like Gabai, for example. Gabai has moved out of just the falafel game.
Don't forget that a lot of
into
people.
so many other different things. They have plated
during
meals as
Cholamoid
well.
Passover, during the week of Passover, a lot of people are off of work. So with the reduced traffic that they might get, even with just being the exclusive
People are off
falafel
of work. They're
seller,
out and about.
yes, but you're talking in a business district. Well, I guess you're really you're not in the business district. you're
Right in the
tourist
residential
area.
district and tourist area. It's right on the cusp of,
But even
right on the
even
border
with
between
that,
the most popular areas.
A lot
in
of
the
people
city.
are gone. They're on vacation. They're not around at home. Even
There
that,
is-
it
I
mu-
walk
okay,
up and down
but
there,
you
there is traffic.
But you understand that
There is foot traffic.
even then, with the extra amount of money and paying people and everything else, it might not be profitable. It still might not be profitable. It depends on the price of how much money it costs to be open for that week.
I don't know. What does the mafia usually charge for things like that?
A lot of money. And some places close, and some people, it might be very profitable for them to be open. But you know what? This is their vacation time. This is when they can say to their workers, "Have off and be with your family and
At
go
Gabai,
and
at Gabai, when we were living around the corner from them, they used to at Passover a couple of times. I had gone there just before because I was going there all the time. So I'd gone there the day before, and I was asking them where they were going, and yeah, they were just going on vacation, going to Malaysia for a week.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's yeah.
Especially if you're one of those small, homeless places in falafel. These guys don't have big, huge staffs. A lot of them, it's the same people, and they work, 12, 18, So, hey, okay, it's the holiday. We're closed, and, this is our vacation time.
Well,
we can't just take off
is
days
a
here
chain.
and there.
There's a few branches, but yeah.
No,
So-
but as I said, I didn't say specifically the chain ones. I said if you're one of these small falafel or shawarma, you can't necessarily say, my employee's taking a week off, randomly throughout the year. Well, they can't do that if you only have a small staff. If you're a small place, and everyone needs to be there, and they take these weeks off just to have some vacation time, and they're entitled to it.
Yeah. Indeed, they are.
Yeah.
But I still want my falafel.
What do the tourists do?
There's actually a number of restaurants that are open. There's more as looming as the threat is of closing all places on Shabbat and they're talking about enforcing some new laws, well, old laws, very old, very very old laws, to close everything on Shabbat.
With Bibi's new government, it might happen.
With new government, what's new?
What's new? The religious parties that he relies on picked up more seats, so they have more of a stranglehold on them than they even did before, when they had a huge stranglehold on them.
Did they have a stranglehold on him, or were they just...
Without the religious right, he does not have a coalition. He's not prime minister.
I don't think he really resisted. I don't think he cares.
I think he very much cares. Without them, he does not
No.
have a job.
Him himself, I don't think he cares about closing the shops in Tel Aviv. He doesn't.
I don't think he does.
He'll close them. I don't care.
But it's
So
very
he
simple. If
he has no
he
reason
doesn't
to not.
no, it doesn't work that way, James. It's not like he's the president and says, I don't have to listen to whatever.
No, I'm saying that
Okay?
there's very
'Cause
little
remember
resistance
something.
from him.
Why do you always hear about him being threatened about going to elections? Because the religious right always threatened to walk out on him if they don't get their way. That's why they don't enforce the Haredim having to go to the army thing, because the Haredim control him. Because without them, they leave the coalition. That's it. No more Bibi as prime minister. He wouldn't be able to put a coalition together. He would lose without them. Therefore, he's beholden unto them to do what they want.
But I was
You
talking
should pay
about
attention to
closing
the-
places on Shabbat.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's one of the things they want.
I know.
And it's more likely now that it'll happen with them being even stronger than they were.
But as looming as that threat has been, more places are. I see more places this year than last year, and so on and so on, that are selling non-kosher for Passover, that are open on Shabbat. There seem more places opening.
Well, it does
in
seem
Tel
to me
Aviv.
this Passover that it seems that more places are open that are selling non-kosher things.
Yeah.
That I remember from last year or years past. But if you look at what's going on during the year, less and less places are selling things like pork, shrimp. Okay, a lot of places that had seafood, like
Where?
shrimp and lobsters, or for example, agadir, BBB. Okay, they used to have bacon on their menus. They no longer have bacon. Japanica. Okay, the entire chain removed shrimp from their menu because more and more people are choosing. They're not becoming religious.
I
but they're
don't know about
choosing
that.
not to eat.
Japanica doesn't have shrimp anymore?
Yes, they no longer have shrimp. You cannot get shrimp tempura anymore. You cannot get shrimp sushi. You can check it, but trust me.
I'm checking it.
I enjoy
I don't
shrimp
believe you.
sushi, and I enjoy Japanica, and they've removed it. Less and less people are
trust
choosing
what
to
you
go to
say.
restaurants that serve these things. So while they're not becoming kosher, these restaurants, they are getting rid of the pork and seafood items.
Let's see. Tel Aviv Rothschild.
Okay, go to their menu.
No. Right. And shrimps. Where is this?
Well, here, go to starters. Yeah.
Let's go to this. No. It's usually down here. Tofu. Salmon, satay, or no, I don't see it here. What?
Yeah, go
What?
to starters. They would have shrimp tempura.
I don't know if I ever saw shrimp tempura.
I
on
used to
their,
always get it.
on their starters, but in their sushi things.
Yep, I used
Usually
to get it
they
there
used to have
too.
the
Yep.
shrimps. Oh shit! Huh.
Most, not all.
Are they
but
kosher?
most of no, they're not. They're still open on Saturdays. most of the chain restaurants, okay, I'm not talking about the little places, like Susu hasn't done it, but most of the Susus don't have bacon. They have that smoked goose or whatever it is instead of bacon. Now, the one over here on Rothschild, okay, has bacon. But some of the other ones don't. It's become more and more... to get more people into their restaurants, there are more people now in Israel that are becoming religious, and there's even been a swing for those people that aren't becoming religious to not eat pork and things that can't be kosher. And so these restaurants to bring in the majority of the customers, they're not becoming kosher, but they're getting rid of the non-kosher food items. Okay, and a lot of younger people are becoming, what do they call it? Returning to the question or whatever. Okay, they are becoming more.
I like
more
how
religious.
that translates.
When I first met Sarit, her family was. I don't want to say they were very secular because that's not true. But her sisters, the family, they drove on Friday nights. They watched TV and everything else. And now they've become. It's like one is more orthodox than the other now. And it's becoming more and more common with younger people to become more religious in this country. It really is just a matter of time before. There are going to be a lot more closures and things on Shabbos. It is coming. It's not going to be everything because there will still be places that'll do business illegally and everything else. At least I hope, but it is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yes, kosher Israel is coming.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes.
But I started to bring up something. You work in the service industry. Okay, you see a lot of tourists and everything. Do a lot of people know when they come here during past? Like, do you get a lot of do you get a lot of people that are like here for like Easter? I realize we're not in Jerusalem, but like there are non-Jewish people that come to Israel. Do they know that it's really hard to find good restaurants during
Some of them don't. Some don't. And they will, because Tel Aviv is such a big tourist city, it's going to be hard because it's going to have a big impact on the tourism in Israel. So there is pushback. There is that pushback on these on these laws that they want to enforce. But yeah, people come here and they do not anticipate that potato sponge.
Ugh.
Each bite is like an entire loaf of bread.
Oh, no, it's not. It's like an entire loaf of sponges.
And they improved on it,
Not
too.
the good kind of sponges either. The horrible kind of sponges. Like, the dirty ones that have been used for 6 months, and then your mother threw under the sink for whatever reason because they're for cleaning the silver or something. The good china or whatever.
Just a little rag.
And
we use a diaper.
But it sits on. But you know the one I'm talking about. That one sponge that sits underneath. It's been used. It's falling apart, but it's been underneath the sink for a long time, so it's all dry and everything else. That's what the bread, that fake bread shit is like on Passover. It's like that sponge, not like a nice, fresh, soft one.
And if you're gonna,
nice, fresh, soft.
They
sponge.
make it now. They're not very good, but there are a lot of alternatives here in Israel. It's not hard to keep kosher. It's not hard to keep kosher for Passover. It's almost like...
No, it's much easier than it is in the States.
It's almost not really even an imposition. So what are you commemorating if you're not really struggling through anything? You're not really... There's no trials and tribulations. You're not going through any sort of strife and
sucks.
famine.
You are going through strife because it sucks.
Not really. Not really. In the grand
it
fucking scheme of things, you're not really going through jack shit. And you
ever tried to eat a salami matzah sandwich?
Matzah with some butter and salt on it, I could do that.
For a week?
No. As a snack, but then have a chicken salad. I could do that. That's a meal. there are a lot of things that are not based on bread.
I feel like you say you could, but I feel like you probably don't eat chicken salads.
But it's not really all that much of an imposition. You're not struggling through anything.
No.
The point of the holiday.
Well, you are suffering
negated.
because I
Not
don't care. I don't care what form you're trying to eat.
Your suffering.
I don't care
with
what
alternatives.
Yeah, no.
Fucking matzo O's.
Yeah, matzo O's and the fucking the cakes that are disgusting and the cookies that are even more disgusting.
I like coconut cookies.
Hate them.
You know what I'm talking about.
Hate coconut. So
what did you use to call those?
Shitty, because I hate coconut.
What did you use to call them?
I know what you're talking about. The other things.
The things that aren't that.
No, yeah. Macaroons, yes. I don't know why they're called that, but they're horrible. The only thing I remember as a kid liking from Passover was the milk chocolate matzahs. Have you had those?
Hang on, I'm sharing something here. These. Well, no, these are not. Hang on. This is not the thing of which I thought.
Dude, just type in Passover macaroon.
No, here, I'll do it like this. So these are macaroons from the States. This is what I always knew a macaroon as. But I get here and these become macaroons. I don't know how that happened.
Those are also macaroons in the States.
I don't know if I've ever really seen these in the States. Like, it was just like a unique biscuit because it was not common. But it didn't have a specific name.
No, but I would say, like, I only first started seeing these things like 15 years ago. And when I first saw the macaroons, I was like, well, "That's not a macaroon."
Yeah,
another thing's that's a macaroon. It was very confusing. Well, no, it wasn't very confusing because it was the macaroon that I didn't like and the macaroon that I did like. So it was very easy to tell them apart.
Now these are actually really good. There's some places that actually do like a shitload of flavors.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yes, they are.
Roladins does a good macaroon.
Interesting. All right.
And the purple one is my favorite.
The purple one at Roladin?
I don't know what flavor it is.
Does it just taste like purple?
Yeah, it does. It's not grape, though. You would think it would be grape. It's not grape. It's just purple cookie.
Yeah.
Well, the brown one is chocolate, and that is pretty good, too. Not gonna lie.
I've had like a strawberry, a pistachio. Pistachio is nice. Strawberry is nice. Lemon, definitely lemon.
Don't like lemon cookies.
Vanilla and halva. I've had. There's like a mint one, like some sort of minty, fresh kind of.
Nana flavored macaroon.
Yes, it tasted like grandma.
Grandma! Nothing I like to eat more than a handful of grandma.
Yeah.
Because there's 20 of them. Yeah. So, all right.
Right.
So I was moving into a direction here. What kind of faux pas, let's say, okay? Give you an example. Being American, people think that Americans are loud and obnoxious.
Oh, why would they think that, Steve?
Because we're loud and obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
But we're not as bad. See, but we have an international reputation for being loud and obnoxious. Yet, okay, you get four drunk English guys together after a soccer game. They're way worse than any American because they're loud and obnoxious and tend to get violent.
There's some of those. There are lots of Americans.
Americans will sit in a bar and spend a lot of money but be loud.
There's some of those hooligans, British hooligans. And then there's a lot of Americans.
But
the ratios are very far apart.
Yes, but again, the reputation isn't that we're violent. It's just that we're loud and obnoxious, as opposed to.
No, Americans aren't violent at all.
I didn't say Americans aren't
Americans
violent.
aren't violent at all.
That
There
is
was,
not.
what did I read in the news
Yes, but not
the
as
other
tourists.
day? A Michigan father intentionally shot his son, in the face with a shotgun.
Yes, James. Americans commit violent acts. Okay, just like all people of all nationalities.
He
but that was not
intentionally
what.
shot his 2-year-old son in the face.
All right, let's just talk about this then, and never mind.
Well, that was all I wanted to say about that. That was just incredible.
So you just wanted to take something that I wasn't saying and just throw it in there and bring up this thing about this
yeah,
little
it's
girl
just having
getting
a
killed.
conversation.
And hey, let's
It
go
was
back
his
to
son.
having fun
It
conversation
was his
now.
son.
So, but you know, a lot of tourists come to places and don't know the ins, whatever, and do stupid shit. So, like, what kind of like stupid faux pas, traveler faux pas?
Well, what did you do when you first came here? You probably did some stupid shit when you first got here. You didn't know jack shit. Just got off the plane. You're all doe-eyed and wide-eyed.
No, I was never doe-eyed and
Did you
wide-eyed.
kiss the ground when you landed?
Yes, I got on the ground. I was licking the tile. I was like, ah.
That's kissing and licking are different things. So
I'm a French kissing kind of guy. I get right in there. Tarmac. So,
like in between the cracks in the pavement.
My second time here, I believe that I way overpaid for a taxi from the airport to the kibbutz.
Probably.
I paid about 400 shekels, I think.
That could be about right.
Whereas I believe well, no, this was quite a few number of years ago.
Now that's probably right.
Well, yeah, at the time, though, I think I overpaid. But, all right, big
Maybe
deal.
only like 100 shekels, though, even then.
I was taking an hour-and-a-half drive from the airport. So, okay, fine. I may have paid more than I was supposed to.
It's not just an hour-and-a-half drive. He's not going to find any fares on the way back.
Probably not.
So this needs to make financial sense for him.
So, as I said...
Was this when you made Aliyah?
Oh, as a matter of fact, no.
Because when I made Aliyah,
I
got a free ride.
I made Aliyah from the country, from here. So
I got a free ride from the airport to Beersheba, to you in Beersheba.
When I first came here on an Ulpan, okay, I got a voucher at the airport.
It was a tango.
For a taxi. I didn't even have to pay for it. So I just had to go to this little room in the airport. You know, they always tell you, don't leave your all the signs in, don't leave your luggage anywhere. It's security risk. You know, they'll blow up your bag, suspicious items, right? So I was told, leave your bags here unattended and go up to the office. And I was like, I'm not leaving. Just leave your bags here and go up. I'm like, fuck, all my stuff is sitting there, But yeah, I had to go upstairs and they, take my passport and they give me these pieces of paper and everything. And, nobody blew up my stuff. And, then I walked outside to a taxi. I handed them the piece of paper and that was it.
There is an impressive amount of security at the airport that you don't know about, you don't see.
I've seen.
Have you seen?
When you come into the old airport, okay? The old airport, not the new airport, the old Ben Gurion airport, when you used to, get the buses to the thing and everything, and you'd walk in and there was the carousel and everything. There was, on the top of mirrored windows. Okay, I have been back behind those windows.
Why?
I have been behind those windows, and let's just leave it at that, okay? I know what goes on behind those windows.
Just a massive orgy.
Oh, dude, we were doing shots and belly shots. We're pouring they had military girls, and they just lay down there half uniform, from they just pour whiskey into their belly and just go, and catch it when it splashes up. Yeah, it was a great party.
Yeah.
It's not actually like that at all. It's just interrogation rooms and offices and cameras
and arms.
Stuff. Legs.
More arms. More arms than legs.
No, believe it or not, the arms are kept in the police station. Probably a military barrack or something there also, but it's not inside that building. It's in a different building.
No, the arms are being worn. There's snipers through there.
Didn't see any snipers.
Snipers. They're ready to go.
Well, unless you've met someone that said I was a sniper in there, I believe that rumors of there being snipers up there are like rumors of there being like rocket launchers and anti-missile defense systems.
No,
they
this
like
is
pop out of the White House in case something happens, because you know that none of that happened.
no. This is somebody who part of their job was to know this information.
Well, there may be, there may not be in the airport or around the tarmac.
In the airport, behind those windows.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't there be? I mean, it would be maybe not in every window, maybe in every window. Who knows?
Definitely not in every. I would have seen people laying there with rifles and shit. Although to be fair, I was really only on one side. It was take your criminal to work day. Now, come on, criminal.
Yes. So I
So what other type of faux pas and things?
You said something about leaving your luggage. Where's my racket?
Over there.
So far away. I actually wanted to have the racket because I'd never seen one of those in the States. I wanted to be able to use it on camera.
I also have never seen one in the United States, but then again, I don't live in the United States anymore.
Really?
They could be everywhere now.
Where do you live?
Israel.
Israel?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to get it.
Johannesburg. There's lots of Jews named Hannah here.
I saw it fly out of my hands.
Me too.
I hoped it didn't. So you were saying about left luggage. So where was I? I was moving from Tzfat. I was going from Tzfat to Haifa and then Haifa to Tel Aviv, I think. I forget where my end destination was. I think I was going to...
Lived in Tzfat, or you were just in Tzfat?
I was living in Tzfat. Sort of living there. I had, this is after I made Ali... No, it wasn't Tzfat. It wouldn't have been Tzfat. Why was I walking through Tzfat with a shitload of luggage? I think it was when I was on Birthright. When I came on Birthright and I was going to be here for a year, I brought a whole bunch of luggage with me. And... I brought a whole bunch of luggage with me. Anyway, I was changing modes of transportation, I think, from bus to train in Haifa. And at the bus stop we passed, the old bus station, I had 5 duffel bags and suitcases. 5 suitcases and duffel bags. 3 suitcases, duffel bags, big backpack, like a big frame pack, and my computer bag. So 5 pieces of luggage. I wanted to get some ice cream, but I had too much stuff to carry around the corner because it was a narrow path. I'm lugging all of this stuff like I have 2 duffel bags, one on each finger, and then the other one with the computer case, rolly case, hanging over my hand. Like I'm literally walking like the Hulk. I can't put my arms down. I'm
the Hulk 6 really feet. Walk like this?
I'm 6 feet wide, just walking around. So I set them down for a second, and grabbed some ice cream, and I come back and there were 3 police officers. This is in like 3 minutes. There's 3 police officers surrounding my bags. All of them are on their radios looking for backup.
There could be like 500 pounds of
shit. I mean, it was
Here comes James around the corner. Hey, what's up, guys?
Kinda.
Everything okay? Hey, want a lick? Psych.
That's exactly what happened with my Shoko banana.
Okay, you know what? Let's call that faux pas number one for people coming to Israel. Maybe not necessarily like your average tourist, but like people that are coming to stay as like, volunteer on a kibbutz or for an ulpan or birthright or everything. Okay, bringing way too much fucking luggage. Okay, I could have gotten by for like the first 3 years with like 4 t-shirts, a pair of pants, pair of jeans, a sock, a washcloth, and that, and a toothbrush, and that could have been it. But no, I also came with like 3 duffel bags, each one weighing over 100 pounds. Okay, now when I got dropped off, when I got dropped off by the bus, at the bottom of Kibbutz Kenneret, okay. The hill that you have to get up.
No.
Okay. I had 300 pounds approximately of luggage. It's probably an exaggeration. It was probably more like 200 pounds of luggage. But 200 pounds is probably about accurate for my 3 bags. 2 duffel bags that were about 6 feet long. Okay. And like this round, filled full of shit. Because I wasn't coming for a year. I was moving back to Israel. So this was basically everything that I owned that I didn't throw out, of my entire life in the States. So I had shit crammed in there. And then I get to the bottom of this fucking hill. Now, I didn't climb up the hill. It was too much. I couldn't do it. I had to get, because the bus stop doesn't actually drop you off like at the bottom of the hill. Mm-hmm. It drops you off like a quarter of a kilometer, like half a kilometer down the road or some shit like that. So I made Helena take one of the cars and come pick me up. And like filled this fucking car with my luggage.
Did you ever think her name was Helena?
No.
Okay.
You know what? I think there was a time I couldn't remember her name, and I did call her Helena. Serious. I couldn't remember. Was it like Helen or Elena? I couldn't remember, and I think I just like mushed the 2 things together to get it right. And she was like, "It's not Helena." And then I just, from then on, always called her Helena with an emphasis on the age. Helena.
I think I was hanging out with her at the time, and she said to me one time, and then finally she said it to your face, but
because it was just hysterical. Because I knew it bothered her because she said it to me. She told me that she's like, well, my name isn't Helena, right?
When I was in
what's up, Helena?
When I was in school, we had this cook in the dining room, in the kitchen, and her name was Linda, but she looked like a witch. She was very nice, but she looked like a witch, with the wart on the nose and
big black hat.
Yeah, but that scowl. She always had that scowl, and it was all about the wart on the nose. And she just looked like a Helga. We called her Helga. I called her Helga.
To her face?
Yeah.
Hey, Helga!
Oh, shit.
No, yours was accidental. I used to call her Helena because I thought it was funny.
But no, this was an accident. I called her Helga. I called her the wrong name.
Do you know how Helena became volunteer leader? Not that this is really going with our faux pas theme, but
maybe this was a faux pas.
There was a rumor. None of the kibbutz kids liked her, from what I was to understand. There was a rumor going around about her that apparently at one point while she was in school, like high school age or something like that, she had gotten caught doing something with one of the farm animals. That's the rumor that
Like
was going
having tea?
Huh?
Having tea?
Teabagging maybe.
Wow.
I don't remember what exactly if she was caught having sex, blowing it or jerking her. I don't remember, but there was some kind of rumor about her and a farm animal. One of the kibbutz, the kids, and like throughout high school, apparently, like this was, what people were talking about her.
Listen, I've heard from other kibbutzim, other stories where this is what kids do.
Oh, I've heard lots of look from my other kibbutz. I've heard stories about the boys going up to the calves because they'll suck anything. But there was never like, oh, this kid got caught doing this.
No, that's
Oh, I got him.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was trying to free some cord so I could go get my raquet.
You could just ask me to get it. But
Actually, you probably do have enough cord.
No, I probably just killed the bug though.
Yeah.
Unless it was like last time when there was like 2 more somewhere.
There's gonna be an endless supply. They're multiplying right now.
Well, if they won't hatch by the time I leave.
They're hatching right now.
Dough.
They're always hatching.
So what kind of what other faux pas besides bringing too much luggage have you committed in this country?
Have I committed?
I can think of a faux pas. I closed the door once on my building. No, I flicked. It was Yom Kippur, and people had left the door, and people had left the electric door open. Okay, so they didn't have to punch in the code and everything. And I was like, well, this isn't cool. Someone could just come in and rob our apartment. So I closed the door.
I was staying.
Faux pas.
I was staying with a friend. I was like just staying at his dorm at a yeshiva. He was on yeshiva. I went to visit, and they had a room in Jerusalem. Machon Meir. We finish dinner, we, getting ready for bed, we come up to the room, lights on. We all freeze, we don't know what to do. We're gonna have to sleep with the lights on now. Don't fucking turn it off. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, observing the Sabbath is, to observe the Sabbath, basically, you're not to use fire, which from that is extrapolated down to using electricity because it's based on the spark. It sort of went the wrong way. Because making a fire required work,
yes.
and you had to do things.
You had to collect wood, you had to strike things, you had to with the thing. I had a cousin who came to my house. His work.
I just made fire right there. Look, fire again.
I had a relative.
This is not
I have religious relatives.
As far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm not working and I'm relaxing, I'm observing the Sabbath.
Yes.
Watching a movie, relaxing, going for a drive, whatever.
But until there is a Sanhedrin, okay, they cannot rule that doing this is okay.
Exactly.
So I had a cousin. I have cousins that are religious, and once or twice a year, my cousin would come visit our house, my parents and stuff, and it was a Shabbos, and we had just forgotten and left the light on before Shabbos, so nobody turned the light, and he couldn't say anything. So at the end of the evening, everyone went to sleep, and he just had to sleep the whole night with the thing on.
He didn't want to ask you to be his Shabbos goy.
I can't. I'm not goy.
Kind of. To him, you are.
I mean, come on. Can't you, throw the pillow across the room? Because, hey, I'm playing with my pillow, if it just happens to hit the light switch,
It just happens to, yeah.
Look, who doesn't play, who on a Shabbos doesn't play a game of throw the pillow but you're near the light switch?
Yeah.
Could happen. So what other faux pas?
What else have I done? What else? What are some things that people do in general when they come here? Waiting in line. People just they are
That's
so
not a faux pas.
polite.
That's not a faux
no,
pas.
it's not a faux pas. But it is a thing that people do here. You know, they take their mannerisms from, you know, what they know and where they lived. But it's not always, you know, people in different places operate in different ways.
I'll never forget the look of shock and horror on the poor, on the faces of these poor Dutch people, okay? When the doors open on the tram and Orit just front of the line. You know, there's like a whole line full of people, and she just bloom, walks up and everyone's just like you would think that like someone just pulled down their pants and took a shit on the bus in front of everyone. Like that was the expression of horror on like they had never seen something happen like this. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was like Hitler and that day that the girl pushed her way onto the bus.
I thought it was at the Rembrandt Museum or something.
That might have been where we were going.
Oh.
But right outside,
I thought it was at the entrance.
We were not like in the middle of the. We were not in Amsterdam. We were like just outside of Amsterdam. So from our hotel, it was like a 2-minute walk to the tram
like the
that
Rembrandt
would take
Museum?
us. That would take us to the Rembrandt Museum and into Amsterdam proper and everything. And so we were standing there, and you know, but it was quite clear to me that we were standing in there was a row full of people standing, and she was standing in this row full of people, but she didn't understand. It's the old joke. You know, most people stand in line this way. You know, here's the register. Here's the person helping you. Okay, people, you know, stand in a line like this, but in Israel they stand like this, and because everybody's first. Oh, I just need this. I just need that. No. I just need to push my way in. You know, everyone in Israel is first, and they just have to do something really quick that's going to take 45 minutes. Well, yeah. That's not really a faux pas that, you know, tourists did here. That's something that...
No, but it is definitely a faux pas.
Oh, it's absolutely a faux pas.
So it's like a hardcore faux
but like,
pas.
You're like people commit a faux pas here by waiting online, because there is no such thing as a line. You give out numbers. You're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. Well, I'm number 3, but like I'm in a rush. I'm just gonna do my thing. No, you have to wait your turn. Well, I gotta wait my turn. Why do I have to wait my turn? I needed to be here before you, but I didn't get here before you. But I need to go first.
Wait your turn.
Turn? What turn? I just got a thing. I just need a thing. It's right there. I'll ask the guy. He'll give it to me. I'll pay for it. I'll do a contract. And then you can do whatever you need to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What?
Nothing. I was gonna say
talk
about this article
off the top of my head. I can't think of any specific ones. It's just on a day-to-day basis, because it's still almost like culture shock, but not. Because I've lived here for 15 years. Like it's.
And yet
I've adopted a lot of it. You've adopted a lot of it.
A lot of it still annoys me.
When you were driving in the States, you were not a patient driver. I guarantee that.
No.
You noticed the difference in how you drove when you went back.
Yes, but that's not accurate what you said. It's not that I wasn't patient and everything else, because people were driving much better in the States. You know, people weren't doing all the things here that annoy me. Okay? It's just that I was doing all the things that annoy me to other people. I was driving like an Israeli. The people in New Jersey were driving fucking excellent. They were keeping distance and not pulling in and pushing you off the road. And
I still remember when I was driving back from Lexington to Kansas City, and I was driving and my brother was next to me in the car. And I'm driving. Don't worry about me, I know how to drive. And I'm driving Israeli, you know, lane ends 1,000 feet. Oh, cool. Good to know. I'm sure there's going to be more signs as it starts to merge, as it starts to end. Well, I know there is, because that's how it works. I've been driving. So I kept driving. And my brother's saying, you should get over, the lane's going to end. And
well, your brother's a putz. You're supposed to get over at the last minute.
Everybody is a putz. Americans always merge right when they see the sign.
So do Israelis.
Just no.
They start pushing over immediately.
No, they wait until the very end.
They stay whatever they stay at the end. They go over now. They go over later. They'll go supple.
They push in way up there so they can pass this entire stretch of cars.
No, they don't wait for the merge. They as a matter of fact, a lot of them start getting over as soon as they see the sign. I want to get over now, so I can.
Not in Tel Aviv.
Not in Tel Aviv. Most of the roads in Tel Aviv are like one lane. I'm talking on the highway.
A lot of roads are one lane. Kaplan, 6 lanes. It's just a constant funnel. There's no lines. It's just a funnel. Everything just funnels in. Me first. Whoever can get in first.
That's the way it is. The main road in Herzliya Patuach. It's like 4 lanes. Okay, so what do they do? I'm going to get all the way over here on the left lane, and then when I am at the light, not when I'm before, not 50 meters before, not 100 meters, when I am at the light where I need to turn right, I will then turn hard right across everyone, cross 4 lanes so I can get through that fucking exit. And everyone else should just get out of my way.
I only saw somebody do something like that once, and it was actually in the States. I was leaving our street to the main road, which turns into a highway like further down. And there's 2 lanes. The right one goes straight and right, and the left one just goes left. So there's a guy in the left lane. Light turns green. And he turns right. Cuts me off. I almost clipped my bumper, but he was in a raised truck, so he would have only rolled over my bumper. But yeah.
See, I don't remember ever seeing stuff like that.
I gotta go right. I don't understand.
I don't remember ever seeing that in New Jersey. But
there wasn't a line of cars either. It was me and him. That we were the only 2 there.
Since I got my license, I did a lot of driving in New York City. And New York City, dude, it wasn't like a lot of people talk about the taxis, right? Oh, the taxis. You get on the car, you need to go that way. They just cut it. Buses will be over here.
Drive like angry teenagers.
In the right-hand side of the road, 6 lanes of fucking traffic, like 4 lanes in each direction, even in some roads. Okay, and the bus driver, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I need to go over there," and just double bus, just making a left-hand turn from the right lane across 8 lanes of. It's fucking insane. The taxi drivers are not the worst drivers. It's the bus drivers that'll kill you. Because they won't even notice they've killed you.
Yeah. When I was in school, one of my teachers told me how she was told me the story. She was behind this truck, and it was a very residential neighborhood, so there's kids playing and stuff. And there was this kid on a little tricycle, and he was wheeling behind the wheeling next to the truck, and the truck was turning. It was a semi. The truck was turning, and it rolled over the fucking kid. It, murdered the fucking kid.
Yeah, well, it's really hard to see, especially on a right-hand turn in a truck. That's why they got signs. The vehicle makes wide right turns.
And they do.
Yeah, it's true.
This was before electric bikes, but still now with electric bikes, I see these kids and they've never had a license. They've never driven. They don't know what to anticipate of a driver. You and I know we've
Hold on.
we've
You have an
driven
electric
for a
bike.
while.
I have a question. It kind of feeds into this.
But these kids, they
The
go
little
on red.
trigger,
They don't.
okay, on the electric bike. Is that illegal? Israelis
I don't
are telling
think
me
it's illegal.
Israelis are telling me that yes, it's actually against the law. It's not enforced. The actual bicycles do not come, okay, with an accelerator. It is
Mine
supposed
did.
to. It is not. No. You buy them in the store. It comes with it. When they get them in the crates and they unpack them, it does not. It's an aftermarket thing that they put on themselves.
Well, they buy them
in
from
the
China.
store. Okay,
So
yeah,
it may
they
be a
don't-
law in China. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a law here.
It's
I
a
don't know if
law
it's actually a
in
law.
Israel. My brother was telling me about this. Okay, and I was like, I don't know, because all of them have it. And he was telling me, he's like, look, you don't listen to the news. They talk about this stuff on the news all the time, in Hebrew, especially on the radio. Those triggers are illegal. What is legal is that while you pedal, like on my bike,
Pedal
okay,
assist, yeah.
I can sit there and set the speed, and as long as I'm pedaling, it'll keep. That is what the bike is supposed to do. That little trigger thing is an aftermarket thing that even though you didn't put it on yourself, you bought it that way, brand new, from a store, it's technically illegal and you can get in trouble for it. You are not allowed to ride these things like it's well, as my brother put it, a motorcycle. It's like the things go like, what, 20 kilometers an hour at most? You're really not, it's not a motorcycle,
No.
a very fast
a motorcycle.
bicycle. It's not even a moped, but yeah, no, it is not supposed to be, so you can just hop on it and go. Technically, that's illegal. I did not know this. I knew I had to wear a helmet, but there's no way in hell I'm going to. Do you wear a helmet? Isn't an answer.
No, it's not an answer. Plead the fifth.
Are you afraid your mom's going to hear that you don't wear a helmet and she's going to yell at you? Yes.
Oh, look at my wrist. Gotta go.
Too many bug bites. It's time to go. All right, that's a good time anyway because I got to pee.
All right.
All right, spay new to your friends.
That.
And play 7 Days to Die. Woo, peace.
Peace.